Yes, people, good evening. Let me know if I'm audible. Let me know if I'm audible enough. Let me know. If I'm audible, just say I am audible. You can see my screen. If I'm visible, just let me know. No response. Alright, people, let me know if I'm audible and visible enough. We're going to discuss 8 July 2023 exam task. So please join all those students who were waiting eagerly to for this session. So kindly please show your presence if you're there. I'm audible and I'm visible enough. Let me know if I am clear enough. You can see my screen. I'm audible enough to each one of you. Alright, people, so we'll slowly start our session. All those people who are there, at least if you would mind telling me if I'm audible enough, I will get a clear picture that okay, if there is any network issue. Since you do not respond, I hope there is no disturbance or there is no network issue from my side, right? So we'll discuss July 8 exam task, dear people, right? Many of you have given this exam, right? All those people who have already given who appeared for July 8 exam task, anybody who gave July 8 exam task, please people say something in the chat box. Let me address you. Since I don't see any messages, please drop something so that I can address you. Why nobody responding? Many of you were eagerly waiting for this session and now there is no response from my side. Why? From your side, sorry. What happened? Bongo Shri, good evening. Good evening. Right, so okay, screen is shared, right? Just let me know. You can see the screen. I'm audible enough. Just let me know about that. Good evening, Danya. Good evening. Good evening. So let's start our task, people. So let's start our task. So the task that we're going to discuss today is the question that has come on July 8, 2023. So see, let's see the writing task. So the writing task says something like this. Using the information given in the case note, write a letter to Miss Angela Coine. So we are going to write a letter to Miss Angela Coine. Miss Angela Coine is a charge nurse in surgical ward. Okay, Miss Angela Coine is a charge nurse in surgical ward at Newton Public Hospital, 900 Carrington Street. Report medical history, current situation and treatment plan, etc. So we are going to write a letter to Miss Angela Coine, and she is a charge nurse in surgical ward in Newton Public Hospital, and we are going to report the medical history, current situation and treatment plan, etc. Why are we going to report the medical history? What is the current situation of the patient? What is the current scenario? Let's read and figure out. You are a senior nurse in the emergency department at Newtown Hospital. So same hospital, people, okay, same hospital. You are writing the letter to charge nurse in the surgical ward and you are a senior nurse in the emergency department. department. Name of the patient is Kenneth Mason, and Kenneth Mason is 18 years old. Yes, people, the hospital facility is, I mean, the reader and we are at the same hospital. Does it mean that it's a known case? Does it mean that it's a known case? Come on, people, please tell me in the chat box. Does it mean that it's a known case? Good evening. Good evening, Geetu. Good evening, dear Dahlia. Yes, people, is it a known case? No, it's not a known case. See, it does not mean if the reader, yeah, you cannot say until it is confirmed, right? You cannot say, but until it is, we should get a proper clarity, right? So if the task is not giving you any such information, we cannot conclude it as known case, right? If the task is not giving you enough information, you cannot conclude it as a known case. Task number 72. All right, let's read further. Exactly. So let's read further. So we are the senior nurse in the emergency department in Newton Hospital, and name of the patient is Kenneth Mason, and Kenneth Mason's age is 18 years. Okay, let's read and figure out what happened next. So socially, Kenneth Mason is a secondary student studying in Perth University, and he is a varsity football player. In January 2018, this patient had right femur fracture, which he sustained during one practice. In March 2015, okay, he suffered concussion after being hit accidentally with a ball. So both are two past histories, because date of admission is 8th January 2023. So you can see that the date of admission is 8 January 2023, and the two medical backgrounds are talking about year 2018 and 2015. 2018, he had right femur fracture which he sustained during one practice, and 2015 he suffered concussion after being hit with a ball. Previous medication nil, allergies to food nil, and date of admission is 8th January 2023. What happened after that? So presenting situation, he had chest pain which is increasing especially when coughing. He suffered chest contusion 20 minutes earlier after playing football, and due to which he has difficulty in breathing. Okay, so he suffered chest contusion 20 minutes earlier after playing football, difficulty in breathing. So diagnosis is left lung pneumothorax as confirmed in chest x-ray, and he had shortness of breath. On assessment, he has 92% oxygen saturation, chest palpation, no mass heaving upon palpation. Next slide, chest auscultation normal, but still he has pain. Right lung normal, left lung present air upon entry, and three more points which you need to add, which I have not included it in my slide unfortunately. Please just pen down those 3 points that is coming under assessment. Please just pen down those 3 points which is coming under assessment. Right? So we have chest auscultation normal, he still has pain, right lung normal, and left lung present air upon entry. And the other points that you need to include are, please write the first point, has nasal flaring upon inspection. It is coming under assessment only, that is has nasal flaring upon inspection. Has nasal flaring upon inspection. Second point, he is restless. First is he has nasal flaring upon inspection. Second point, he is restless. Nasal flaring upon inspection. Next point is that he is restless. Next point is he cannot complete sentences when speaking. He cannot complete sentences when speaking. Cannot complete sentences when speaking. And last statement is he is oriented. Okay, last statement is that he is oriented. Okay, I repeat. So rest everything is same. He has 92% oxygen saturation that we have already read. Chest auscultation normal, still has pain. Right lung normal, left lung present air upon entry. Then he has nasal flaring upon inspection. He is restless. He cannot complete sentences when speaking, and he is oriented. Have you penned down? Did you all note down the 4 points that I told you? Let me know, dear people. Let me know if you have penned down all the 4 points or you want me to redictate. Let me know. Did you pen down all the points? Yes. Okay. Now let's read further. So these are the 4 points that comes under assessment. Okay. So as part of treatment, as part of treatment, immediate insertion of intercostal catheter in left lung and connected to water sealed drainage. IV fluids 2 liters for 24 hours has been started. Morphine 10 mg given IV stat. Monitoring of any bleeding in the ICC. May have free fluids and light meals. That means he may have free fluids and light meals. So as per the care plan, we want the reader, right? We want the reader, that is Miss Angela Coine. We want the reader to monitor blood present in the intercostal catheter. We want the reader to monitor vitals until stable. The nurse will accompany patient in ward to report the medical history, current situation, treatment plan, etc. Which nurse is this? The nurse will accompany patient in ward to report medical history, current situation, treatment plan. Which nurse is this? V nurse or Angela Coyle? Which nurse are they talking about under care plan? Which nurse are they talking about under care plan? V, exactly, V, right? V, the nurse they are talking about, right? We are going to accompany the patient in ward to report the medical history. So are you going to report this line? That I am going to accompany Mr. Kenneth Masson to report the medical history. Are you going to write like this? No. We are going to write the letter in the very same way as we have been writing all these while. You do not have to emphasize like this. Do you understand me? You do not have to emphasize like this. Do you understand that line, people? Is it clear? Right, and that is why you are going to write this letter. So let's read the writing task once again. So writing task is using the information given in the case note. Write a letter to Miss Angela Coine. Miss Angela Coine is a charge nurse in surgical ward at Newton Public Hospital, 900 Carrington Street, and we are going to report the medical history, current situation and treatment plan, etc. So what has actually happened to the patient, people? What did you observe? This patient had 2 past medical background, that is in January he had right femur fracture. In March he suffered concussion after being hit accidentally with a ball. So that is the story of 2015. Presently he has chest pain which is increasing when coughing, and he also suffered chest contusion 20 minutes earlier after playing football. That means the patient who suffered chest contusion 20 minutes earlier after playing football, is it connected somewhere due to his past medical background that he was hit accidentally with a ball? Does it has any connection? Are you trying to establish any connection between March 2015 and 8 January 2023? Is there any connection out, people? Let me see if you are successful enough to connect. Is there any connection? No connection. Very good. There is no connection at all. That is absolutely past medical background. At that time he suffered concussion. He has currently contusion 20 minutes after playing football. That means you have to talk about the presenting complaints only. Presenting complaint, the management that you provided, the progress that the patient exhibited, and the points which you want the reader to do. Isn't it? The points, his presenting complaint, after that the management that you have provided, the progress that the patient has manifested, and the points which will come under recommendation paragraph as part of the points which the reader need to do. Clear, Ale? Clear hai sabko? Yes. So talking about the date of the letter, we already know that we are provided admission date, right? Because that's the only date which is given as part of the date of the letter. So we have to assume 08/01/2023 as the date of the letter. You can write either in slash format or you can write in word format. It's up to you people. Whichever format you choose, just make sure that you maintain the same format throughout the letter. Okay, whichever format you use, you need to maintain the same format throughout the letter. So I opt slash format. So I'll make sure that I use slash format throughout my letter. Okay, so 08/01/2023, after which you would leave a line. After leaving a line, we were provided name of the reader. When the name of the reader is provided, you do not have to add any kind of article in front of the designation. Specifically, when the name of the reader is provided, what does that mean? It means if the name of the reader is not provided, you will add article the in front of the designation. If the name of the reader is not provided, you will add article the in front of designation. So here in this case, we are provided name of the reader. So first line, Miss Angela Coyne. Second line, charge nurse. Third line, surgical ward. Fourth line, Newton Public Hospital. And last line, 900 Carrington Street. Okay, first line, Miss Angela Coyne. Second line, charge nurse. Third line, surgical ward. Fourth line, Newton Public Hospital. And last line, 900 Carrington Street. No punctuation anywhere in the address. See, I have not added any kind of punctuation in my address, after which you would leave a line. After leaving a line, how will you write the salutation? Dear Miss Coyne. You're going to address the reader with the second name, okay? Dear Miss Coyne, comma, leave a line, RE, full colon, Mr. Kenneth Mason, comma, aged 18. I was telling in the Zoom session also today that if both DOB and age are provided, certainly you should opt for DOB. Not because there is something wrong with the age. Nothing like that. Both are right, but if you have to prefer one, go for DOB. Okay, all right people, date, address, salutation and RE is clear to each one of you? Hello, hi everyone. Yes, Anju, hello. Right, yes people, are you there with me up till there? Hello everyone. Yes people, date, address, salutation and RE is clear to each one of you? Date, address, salutation and RE is clear to each one of you? All right, great. So now let's start drafting our letter. So we know that this patient is going to be transferred from our ward to another ward of the same facility. Right? The patient is going to be transferred from one ward to another ward of the same hospital, and now onwards Miss Angela Coyne is the person who's going to provide the care to the patient, right? So the apt word would be transfer as compared to refer. So I am writing to transfer Mr. Kenneth Mason, who requires. Why are you adding S with require? Because we are applying subject verb agreement. As per that agreement, we always add S to the verb whenever the subject is singular. Okay, as per that agreement, you add S to the verb when the subject is singular. So I am writing to transfer Mr. Kenneth Mason, who requires ongoing monitoring and management owing to left lung pneumothorax, right? That's the reason you're writing the letter, because you are transferring this patient because of the condition called left lung pneumothorax. After which you would leave a line and straight away you'll start with today, because that's the only date which is given, that is 8 January 2023. You don't have to repeat the date. You can straight away start as today, but never say on today. Okay, never say on today. Straight away start as today. Okay, so today, comma, Mr. Mason presented with the complaints of COMPLAINTS. We need a noun, not a verb. And all the students who still have confusion when to use COMPLAINT, that is noun, and when to use COMPLAIN, please go to YouTube and type B-Ghud Oet complaint versus complaint and watch the video. Alright people, yes, so today, comma, Mr. Mason presented with the complaints of breathing difficulty and increased chest pain while coughing. So see, that is why I have added S with complaint, because you are talking about two complaints, more than one complaint. The noun is plural. You need to add S to the noun, that is COMPLAINTS. Okay. So today, comma, Mr. Mason presented with the complaints of breathing difficulty and increased chest pain while coughing. In addition, comma, he experienced, because he himself experienced, okay, he experienced chest contusion after playing football. His diagnosis was confirmed in chest x-ray. On examination, on evaluation, anyway is right. On examination, comma, he was restless and had nasal flaring upon inspection. So this was the line that I made you write, right? I dictated this point because I have not typed it in my PowerPoint presentation, so you need to add this point. On examination, comma, he was restless आयरनु patient restless था and had nasal flaring upon inspection. On inspection के time पे patient को nasal flaring भी था. Although he was oriented, comma, he could not complete sentences when speaking. So I have used an opposing connector. I have not stuffed my first body paragraph with lot of connectors. Here it's a need of using a connector, or even if you are confused that okay ma'am, I am very confused about connectors, then don't go for it, right? Rather using a wrong connector, it's better if you avoid the application of connectors. So why have I used although? So first of all, people, please understand, we use although in order to connect opposing statement. Okay, although, however, but are the three opposing connectors that we use in our letter writing as per the need of the task. So here he was oriented, patient is oriented, is a positive statement about the patient, but he could not complete sentences while speaking. That is the negative part of the statement. So when do we use opposing connectors? We use opposing connectors in order to connect opposing sentences. That is, here he is oriented is a positive sentence and he could not complete sentences while speaking is a negative sentence. So in order to connect these both, I have used although. What is the another characteristic of although? That although, good evening, hello, Ikra, right. What is another characteristic of although? That although is always a starter. You can always see in your letter writing that although never comes in the center. I'm specifically talking about letter writing, OET letter writing. Although is always a starter and it is always followed by a positive sentence, and although plus positive sentence and then you put comma. What is the combination? Although plus positive sentence and then you put comma. Is the first body paragraph clear to each one of you? Any confusion in the first body paragraph? See, I am trying to simultaneously cover the organization part as well as the grammatical part, right? So if you observe the grammatical things here, we started with today because the patient already presented. I started with Mr. Mason presented. I already told you that we need a noun and not a verb, so I have used COM, PLA, INTS. Also, in addition, he experienced, because he himself experienced, I have used he experienced, rather he was experienced. His diagnosis was confirmed because the diagnosis was confirmed by somebody else. Anything which is done by somebody else should be represented in passive voice. He was restless and had a nasal flaring. So these are the observations which you have already made, right? So this should be written in simple past. I have used an opposing connector because I have connected a positive statement and a negative statement, and although is always a starter, and so I have started with although followed by a positive sentence, then comma, and then a negative sentence. I hope all the grammatical ingredients of this body paragraph is clear to each one of you. Is it clear to each one of you? Right, clear? Each one of you, all the grammatical ingredients of the first body paragraph? Yeah, Ikra, love from Pakistan. Thank you. And this is love from India to Ikra. Right, Ikra? That's so sweet of you to exactly say what I told you. Right, that's so cute of you. That's so sweet of you, Ikra. Right, people. Yes. Right, people. First body paragraph is clear to each one of you, everyone. Right, done. Okay, so let's move on to the second body paragraph. In the first body paragraph, we have successfully covered the presenting complaint. And now we'll talk about the management part. So as part of Mr. Mason's management, okay, so you can even say as part of management, and his intercostal catheter was inserted for Mr. Mason. If you want to write like that, you can go ahead exactly in that mannerism, or you can do it the very same way as I have done, that as part of Mr. Mason in day Mr. Mason का management. So जब आपको position लगाना होता है, you need to add apostrophe with the name. Okay, so as part of Mr. Mason apostrophe S management comma, an intercostal catheter was immediately inserted because it was inserted by somebody else. किसी और ने insert किया है for the patient, है ना. So as part of Mr. Mason apostrophe S management, an intercostal catheter was immediately inserted or was inserted immediately to the left lung and connected to a water sealed drainage. Okay, he has been commenced on IV fluids 2 liters for 24 hours. Why has been commenced? क्योंकि date of the letter क्या है? 8 January 2023, right? Date of the letter is 8 January 2023 और आपने आज के ही दिन IV fluids 2 liters for 24 hours start किया है, 24 hours. So obviously it has to be written in present perfect passive voice. I just taught you 40 to 45 minutes before in the grammar class that the application of present perfect tense is used to express all those places where the action started somewhere in the past and continued up till the present. जो present तक चला, जो present condition में भी continue होते हुए चला, वहां पे आपको present perfect tense use करना है. There you need to use present perfect tense. Okay, so he has been commenced on IV fluids, comma 2 liters for 24 hours and morphine, comma 10 mg IV stat, full stop. He was observed for any bleeding in the ICC. Why again passive voice? Because observation was provided by somebody else. किसी और ने observation provide किया है. Anything which is done by somebody else is said to be written in passive voice. Okay, so he was observed for any bleeding in the ICC. At the same time, he was advised to have free fluids and light meals. He was advised to take free fluids and light meals. Both the ways are right, people. Recommendation paragraph, you all know that there are various starters with which you can start your recommendation paragraph. That is, in view of the above, it would be appreciated. Given the above, it would be appreciated. In light of the above, it would be appreciated. Or you straight away start as it would be appreciated. All the 4 ways are correct, people, right? So in view of the above, comma, it would be appreciated if you could provide continuing care and assistance for Mr. Mason, full stop. Please observe Mr. Mason, क्योंकि मैंने recommendation paragraph में कहीं भी patient का name नहीं लिया था, because I have not taken the name of the patient. Please ensure that we use the name of the patient, right? So kindly, in view of the above, comma, it would be appreciated if you could provide continuing care and assistance for Mr. Mason, full stop. Please observe Mr. Mason apostrophe S vital signs until he is stable. या तो आप ऐसे लिखो, या प्लीज ऑब्जर्व मिस्टर मेसन एपोस्ट्रोफी एज वाइटल साइंस अंटिल हिज कंडीशन इज स्टेबल, राइट? या तो ऐसे लिखो, या फिर लिखो प्लीज ऑब्जर्व मिस्टर मेसन्स वाइटल साइंस अंटिल ही बिकम्स स्टेबल. सी, एनी वे यू राइट, इट इज सिंपल प्रेजेंट टेंस. सो एज आई हैव बीन टेलिंग you, my dear OET aspirant, any way you write without affecting the purpose, without affecting the grammatical things, without messing up with the grammar, but if the meaning is same, you can write. Okay, आप वो सारे sentences लिख सकते हो जहां पे अगर sentence का grammar correct है और आप task के साथ mess नहीं कर रहे हो, you can use any line as I told you. Mr. Mason's vital signs until he is stable. Observe Mr. Mason's vital signs until his condition is stable. Observe Mr. Mason's vital signs until he becomes स्टेबल. देखो, सबके सब एक ही टेंस और एक ही मीनिंग सिग्निफाई करते हैं, सो इट कैन नॉट बी जज्ड. ठीक है, इसे आप गलत नहीं कह सकते. फुल स्टॉप. काइंडली मॉनिटर एनी प्रेजेंस ऑफ ब्लड इन द आईसीसी. द रीडर इज अ नर्स. आपको इंटरकोस्टल कैथेटर हर जगह लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. नो नीड टू एक्सपैंड एवरी टाइम बिकॉज रीडर इज अ नर्स. Leave a line, write the conclusion. Either write if you have any queries or you write any conclusion that you have learned at B-Ghud in the orientation class. This conclusion is absolutely correct. But if you write this conclusion, make sure that if से जो statement start होता है उसे हम conditional sentence कहते हैं. Okay, the sentence that starts with if is a conditional sentence, so you need to put comma after that clause of which, that is, if you have any queries, comma, please do not hesitate to contact me. If you work hard, comma, you will pass, right? So that's a condition. So same here, जो भी sentence if से start होता है उसे हम conditional sentence कहते हैं, और आपको पहले clause के बाद comma लगाना पड़ता है. You need to put comma after the first clause. So if you have any queries, comma, please do not hesitate to contact me. Full stop, leave a line. Signing off is still confusion among many students. People, yours sincerely and yours faithfully, these are the two types of signing off. When do you write yours sincerely? When do you write yours faithfully? Yours sincerely you write when you are provided name of the reader. अगर task आपको reader का name mention करता है तो आपको yours sincerely लगाना है. If the task does not provide you the name of the reader, there you are supposed to use yours faithfully. अगर आपको आपका task आपको reader का नाम mention नहीं करता है तो आपको yours faithfully use करना है. So please try to apply in this task. In this task, charge nurse, the reader's name is Miss Angela Coyne. The name of the reader is mentioned, so you will use yours sincerely. अगर letter होता, write a letter to charge nurse, or name of the reader was not given, in that case you will write yours faithfully. So that is about signing off part. Leaving a line and not leaving a line is about us. Okay, if the name of the nurse is mentioned, the name of the person who is writing the letter is mentioned, then you do not have to leave a line. You have to write the name instead. But here your name was not given, right? You are a senior nurse in surgical ward, that's it, but your name is not given, and that is why you're supposed to leave a line, and after leaving a line you're supposed to write the designation. Now anything you write after the designation is not considered mandatory. Many students, ma'am, senior nurse, surgical ward, name of the hospital, should we write? Is it going to fetch us extra marks? Nothing like that, people. Writing till the designation is mandatory. Any word, any sentence that you write extra after that is not considered mandatory, people. Understood? Aaya samajh mein? Clear to each one of you? Clear to each one of you? So that was July 8 exam task. Many of you have written, so please see it. It's a very easy letter, very easy letter, right? Anybody can write this letter, in fact, है ना, कोई भी ये लेटर लिख सकता है अगर प्रॉपरली रीड करके ग्रामर अच्छे से अप्लाई करता हो तो anybody can write this letter. Clear? Right, people. Any confusion regarding the task? Let me know. Any confusion, people? Any confusion? Let me know. No confusion? Clear alle? Great. Happy to know that. Happy to know that the task is clear. So that was July 8 exam task. Very easy task. So again, all those people who are going to appear for the next exam, please try to understand the examiner's point of view is not to judge that how you organized it. I'm not saying organization is not important. Organization is important. But see, it was such an easy peasy letter, right? It is such an easy task. So what is going to be judged? The way you present the letter, the way you move on the letter, the way you convince the reader with the justified points, the way of eliminating the irrelevant points and not compromising your word count. That's the ability of reading the task and analyzing and writing it effectively, people. So this is what you need to work on. Right? Don't be rigid. Don't be rigid. OET letter writing is not at all a rigid purpose, people. It is a very flexible purpose. जब तक आपका ग्रामर अच्छा है, आप अच्छे से लेटर प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हो, फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी अपने आप में आ जाएगा and you can write a very good letter. Nobody would stop you to get B in letter writing. Clear, everyone? Anything that you want to ask me from your side? Any doubt regarding this task? All right, people. So that is all for today. Then we'll catch up at 9 p.m. for the writing Zoom session, and we'll catch up coming Friday with another live session to discuss another exam task. All right, we will discuss another exam task coming Friday in Facebook at 7 p.m. live session. Please don't miss that. And all those people who happen to miss that session because of your duty timing, please do attend the next Wednesday YouTube live session, because whatever I'm going to take coming Friday at 7 p.m. in Facebook, same content I'm going to take it in YouTube at 7 p.m. in YouTube. Okay, coming Wednesday, on Wednesday. All right, people. So that is all for today. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye. Good night. Thank you. Catch you at 9 p.m. for the writing Zoom session. Bye bye. Thank you.